What's up, guys? My name's Cody, and this is another UFC breakdown, my favorite bets for UFC Vegas 11. And if you didn't catch my video the other day, I did a full breakdown, all 14 fights. We did lose the Bektik fight, but we still have 14. And I did a full breakdown, an hour plus video. I think it was about an hour and a half, a little bit of a long one. I did include timestamps. And I showed my picks for the fight, a full breakdown, and went through the bets that I had already made and where my head was at betting wise. So if you check that out, you can get a better look of all the fights and like a breakdown for all of them. But for this video, I'm just gonna run through my picks real quick, super quick, and I'm going to tell you my favorite bets. So for the first fight of the night, we have Tyson Nam versus Jerome Rivera, and then this is one where the line has gotten a little steep. Right now, it's sitting around like minus 190, 200 for Tyson Nam. I do have Tyson Nam. I got on it a little bit earlier. I got on it when it was about minus 170, minus 175. So I have Tyson Nam. I think he will be able to get the knockout here. So if you don't want to lay that price, I get it. But I do think he gets it done. Second fight of the night, we got Andre Ewald and Irwin Rivera. This is a parlay piece for me. I think Andre should definitely get it done. He hasn't been the most reliable guy to bet on over the years, but he's usually, when he loses to stiff competition, I think he's just a level above Irwin, and he should be able to use his reach, keep it at his range, and pick up the dub here. So that's a parlay piece for me. Into this next fight, Randy Costa, Journey Newson. I think Randy is definitely live for the first round knockout. I've been back and forth on wanting to bet that, but I think Newson, man, he's shown good durability, and if he gets out of that first round, we've shown Costa will slow down, and the one fight that his opponent made it out of the first round, he did lose and got choked out. So what I'm probably looking to do is maybe live bet this one. If Randy comes out hot and maybe puts a beating on Journey in the first round but can't get him out of there, and we get a really good price on Newson, I might be looking to make a little fly play on Journey Newson live. Because I do think that Randy will slow down, let alone in the second, but for sure in the third. His style is just not built to go 3 rounds, let alone 5. So I'm going to go ahead and stay off that one for now. Getting into the next one, TJ Laramie, Derek Minner. Derek Minner is definitely live for a finish early. If TJ gets out of that first round, I really feel like it's going to be all TJ. And even in that first round, TJ does have finishing opportunities as well. I think he'll be able to land the takedowns at will. He's definitely a smaller guy, but I don't think that's going to come into a factor too much in this fight. I think he's going to be able to land the takedowns, get on top, maybe submit Derek Minner. If not, win a decision. Maybe he gets a ground and pound TKO. Most likely they're a submission or a decision, but I'm not going to play any props on that one. I added TJ Laramie into a couple parlays as well. I'm going to get into that at the end. And getting into this next one, Sarah Alpar, Jessica Rose Clark. They got Sarah at about 2-1 dog almost, and I do think she could be live here with her styles. Jessica's coming up a couple tough losses, but this is a step up in competition for Sarah. Her striking still needs a lot of improvement. I just feel like, she could be live. Lower level women's MMA, it's usually dog or pass for me. I can understand if you want to take Sarah. I just don't know if she has the tools for me to be ready to be able to take her in this fight. I do think Jessica should get it done, but I'm not that confident, so I'm going to go ahead and lay off that one. Getting into this next one, another women's MMA fight and another lower-level women's MMA fight. Another one with a big favorite, too. Minus 250 for Mayra Bueno Silva over Amara Romero Barella. And I think they got the right pick. I think Myra should be able to keep it on the feet. She hits, she cracks, man. And I mean, Mara Romero Barella, her best chance to get it, try to take her to deep waters, maybe land a submission, maybe work some takedowns into her game. But I don't know. I mean, we've seen her not only, we've seen her get cracked, but I don't know if her chin is that great anymore. I mean, she's been finished a couple times by strikes, I think like 3 times, which you don't see a ton in women's flyweight. But, and she's going against someone who really cracks, so I think Myra should be able to get it done. Another one I'm not going to bet, especially at minus 250. So getting into this next one, Mirsad Bektik, Damon Jackson, late replacement fight. Bektik, a lot of people don't, they shit on this guy. He's definitely busted a lot of parlays in the past, but Bektik, I think he just gets a lot of flack because he was talked about as like the next GSP by a lot of his teammates and shit. But I mean, it just hasn't exactly panned out. But when he loses to a much higher level than Damon Jackson, a submission artist, definitely a submission threat here. It's basically sub or bust for me, and I don't think he's going to be able to land the submission on Bektic, who has just been in there with a lot of top guys. And, his grappling's pretty fucking legit. Even if, even if Damon Jackson can, work some submissions, I don't think he's going to be able to finish anything on Mursad. Mursad's submission defense and grappling is just going to be a little too high level to get submitted, I think, here. And like I said, I think it's about sub or bust for Damon. So I'm going to definitely have to go Mursad here, but I'm not paying $355 on Bektic when he's just cracked too many parlays. Honestly, I'm just going to have to lay off that one. If the price was a little better, like -2, not a little, a lot better. If it was like in the low 200s, yeah, maybe 250, I'd be tempted to add him a couple parlays, but something's just telling me to lay off this one, so I'm going to do that. Into this next fight, I think this is a little bit like that Randy Brown fight in the sense of, even though Espinoza has a better gas tank than, not Randy Brown, Randy Costa, shout out Randy Brown, that's my homie. I just think that Dvorak, if he can get to those later rounds, he's going to start taking over. I could also see him maybe getting a submission here. Espinoza, definitely like a fast twitch, explosive, athletic guy, but we've seen him get caught a lot. We've seen him get finished like 4 times. Definitely there to be submitted, and Dvorak has some good submissions, and he's just scrappy and tough, and I could see him being hard to get out of there early, so he's going to take Jordan Espinoza to the later rounds, and if he can start backing Espinoza up, I could definitely see him being live here. It's basically complete even money. I've said earlier in the week I was a little leaning towards Espinoza, but I don't know, man. I find myself wanting to bet Dvorak. I've kind of made a 180 on that one. Probably the only fight on this card where I kind of changed my mind on. I feel like Espinoza, I've just seen him get caught too many times, so I think Dvorak, man, he could get this done. I could end up making a live bet on this one as well if Espinoza looks good early, but I see him kind of starting to look like he might be slowing down. Dvorak could be a good play. But moving into this next fight, Kevin Holland, Darren Stewart. I know a lot of people give Kevin Holland shit for his fight IQ. He's just having so much fun in there. He's too comfortable. So a lot of people don't want to bet him at a -260, and I understand it. I get why you wouldn't want to lay that kind of chalk on somebody who has shown in the past maybe not the greatest fight IQ, even though I do think, I won't say it's blown up because some of the things he's done in there is just like you just don't see. But, the past couple of fights, it looks like he's taking it a little bit more seriously. And, Darren Stewart is definitely, he can finish you. He's got a sick guillotine. He has some gnarly elbows and good clinch work. And, if he can keep it ugly, make it a dirty fight, he definitely has a chance here. But Kevin Holland has shown really good durability. He went 3 rounds with Thiago Santos, who looked like 100 pounds heavier than him. Just kidding, but seriously. I just feel like Kevin Holland, he should be able to weather the storm of Darren Stewart and that early on, and then I just see him taking over. He's got, we have seen Kevin Holland gas a little bit late, but I feel like he has a better gas tank than Darren Stewart, and I just feel like he has advantages everywhere. Better jiu-jitsu, he's better striking, like crisper striking, and obviously a big reach advantage. He actually has a good power, too, for being like a longer, lengthy guy. I think Holland should get it done here. I actually think he's live here for a finish. Submission or knockout. That's why I don't want to play a prop, because I could really see that fight going any way. But I do have to take Holland. I'm adding him into a couple parlays, and I'm going to show y'all how I did it later. Random Marcus, Mackenzie Dern. This is another one where I feel like lower level women's MMA, especially with somebody who's still, it's been busted a little bit, but that hype train of Mackenzie Dern's still a little bit there. And I still feel like, her one loss to Rebus, we've clearly seen that Rebus is legit, but at the same time, I just feel like, man, Mackenzie Dern has like a 7% takedown accuracy. Ronda Marcos has underrated wrestling, and I feel like even though Mackenzie Dern has the power advantage here, like she actually has shown that she packs a punch, but Ronda has like the better striking, like the crisper striking. She looked good at weigh-ins. It didn't look like to be much of a size advantage, and I don't know. I feel like if she keeps on the feet, which could totally happen. I mean, Mackenzie's shown that she's willing to pull guard, but if she can't get the fight to the ground, I feel like, man, this could just be like a slow, close decision and go Marcos. So, Marcos, man, I think I'm going to have to take Marcos straight up. I'm not been a better. I'm good on that. Women's lower level women's MMA has bit me in the ass too much lately. They've basically been the only fights that I have not been winning on. Like, we've been absolutely killing it for like 12 cards, and almost all of the fights, the money that I've lost has been in women's MMA. So I'm good, but I'm going to have to take Marcos because, again, if you're going to bet lower level women's MMA, I truly feel like it's almost always dog or pass. Moving into this next one, though, an absolute banger. Ryan Spann, Johnny Walker. All week, actually, I said earlier, Dvorak might be the only one I came around to this week. This is another one I've honestly kind of I was slightly Ryan Spann before. I think I'm slightly Johnny Walker now, man. The weigh-ins kind of did it for me. That was like the one fight where the weigh-ins kind of had an impact on my decision. Johnny looked great. He looked focused. He looks like he's taking it super seriously, which is saying something for him. And Ryan Spann looked, I don't know, man. He looked like out of it. He looked off. He looked irritated. I get the weight cut is like, I mean, nobody's having a good time during the weight cut, but he looked like he was just ready to get out of there the whole time. And it would look, I mean, you know, he had to bring the box out, and I get like, you know, so clearly it was a little bit of a tough weight cut, but I don't know. I mean, tough weight cut, yeah, Johnny Walker's just so much bigger. I don't know. I mean, Ryan Spann's not even that big of a light heavyweight, so it's like, how much, you know, did he not take this? Did he not get a real training camp? I don't want to take his seat. I'm pretty sure he took it seriously, but it's, you know, did he not have the greatest training camp? Because he's not that big of a light heavyweight, and I mean, he could barely make weight, so I don't know. I'm leaning Johnny Walker. I do think Ryan Spann is like, I can totally see why you would take the underdog play on him, because I do think this is a really close fight. But and he has more paths to victory. Like, he could grapple Johnny Walker if it gets out of that first round, and especially if Ryan's showing any wrestling, like if he's showing a will to like shoot on Johnny Walker, then definitely, especially if you see Johnny kind of edge the first round, then I really might make a live play on Ryan Spann, because I feel like he's going to have a little bit of a better gas tank, and he just has more paths to victory. But I'm just a little bit scared in this one that he could get knocked out in that first round, and he could end up on that highlight reel for Johnny. So I'm going to lay off it for now. Getting into this next fight, Hamza Chimaev, Gerald Meerschaert, and I all aboard, man. I'm the motherfucking, I'm on the train. I'm on it. Choo choo. No shame, bro. I get it. Typically, I would never bet an 8-0 guy versus a 31-13 guy, a guy who has 40 plus fights against a guy who has less than 10. But man, these guys, these Dagestani Chechen savages, bro, he might only have 8 fights, but he's been in more than that. And I'm not just talking about on the street. These dudes, man, the way they train, the way they spar, like, this man has had more experience than his record shows. And I get it. It's a big step up in competition, and the guys he's fighting not on that level. That's why I get a lot of hardcores, you know, having, you know, they either don't like Hamza, they just don't like the hype train, and I get it, because we haven't seen him in there against top guys yet, but it's not his fault. The guys they've put him in there with, he's absolutely dismantled. I feel like I get why people are making that value play on Gerald, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. He is going to have a bit of a size advantage. He is a black belt. Technically, Hamzat is a blue belt, but I know firsthand as a blue belt, but that doesn't necessarily mean shit. I've submitted black belts that are absolute dog shit, and it just is what it is, man. Like, I think Hamzat is going to show that, you know, that the hype is real. And I mean, Gerald, I mean, could he land a triangle from his guard? Yes, that is a bit of the Russian killer, the triangle, but I don't see it. I think Hamzat's going to get it done, and that's why I have him in several parlays. So we will get into that. Almost there. Donald Cerrone, Nico Price, co-main event. Man, again, my friends are not going to enjoy this. I'm actually hoping my friends do not watch this video so they don't see it. But I can't do it. When people are listening to my picks, when people are telling me they're tailing my picks, I can't bet with my heart. Okay? So, I'm sorry. Donald, you're my boy. I love you. You're an absolute veteran, Hall of Fame, respect. But this is a bad matchup, man. I'm not saying because of the 4 losses, because the 4 losses, 1, I thought he beat Anthony Pettis. 2, it's to the highest competition. And these are usually fights where Donald Cerrone shines. When it's a bit of a step down and these guys trying to make a name off him, he usually kicks their head off. Or just shows that technique shows. He is more technical everywhere. Striking, on the ground, the jiu-jitsu, wrestling, clinch work. Probably has better cardio. Obviously more experience. He's basically ahead in every category except durability. And again, he usually shines in these fights. Iaquinta, Yancey, fucking Alex Hernandez, fucking Mike Perry. These are all times they give you that little bit of a step down. Oh, they're going to build off you with this name, and then boom, Donald Cerrone shines. But I feel like in this one, this is a true 170er. Usually when he fights at welterweight, he's fighting another 55er like him that's just deciding not to cut, like Pettis. Nico Price could not make 155. His life depended on it. He's got a really weird build with those crazy long arms. He actually, even though he's an inch shorter, he actually has a fucking 3-inch reach advantage. He has the creepy long arms and tons of power. I think at some point, even if Donald's kind of styling on him, is the more technical striker, he could try to take Nico down, man. That would probably be the smartest path, especially early, try to take Nico down. But Donald has some really underrated wrestling, but and obviously jiu-jitsu, but I don't think people underrate his jiu-jitsu. They just underrate his wrestling. But I just feel like at some point in the fight, man, Nico's going to crack him with some, I'm betting against my heart right here. I hate doing it, but like you have to. I'm sorry. But Nico, true 170er, packs a hell of a punch. He's an absolute finisher. He's got that finishing, like, he's actually one of these guys that is like, at any point of the fight, like you hear that a lot, but he is truly a guy that at any point of the fight can just sleep you, turn you off. And I don't like Donald against one of those guys this late in his career. Moving into, so I do have a bet on Nico Price, as I had a bet straight up on Tyson Nam. This is a parlay card. I don't have a lot of straight picks yet. There's some I'm looking at live bets, but so far, the only straight picks that I've already made, which is crazy to me, is Tyson Nam and Nico Price, and I found myself wanting to force a couple, but it's like, honestly, this is a parlay card. A lot of the people that I want to bet on the lines are too wide, and I just want to, it's kind of a parlay card. But Nam and Nico Price at, decent favorites, 178 and 153, and then I got Nam at 170 or 175. I like those picks. Moving into the Colby Tyron Woodley main event, I like Colby. It's, I'm just going to get right out and say that. Man, pressure, cardio, relentless pace, fucking offensive wrestling, a hell of a chin. I just feel like Colby he is there to be hit sometimes. He doesn't have the greatest head movement. Obviously, that could play into somebody who is relying on landing that one bomb. Could Tyron land that right hand and put him to sleep? Yes, he could. It's a cage fight at the end of the day. But if we're betting our money, I'm betting the guy who has all of the paths to victory against one. Tyron has to land a right hand and put him to sleep. Colby, he actually could finish him. If Tyron comes out because of the rivalry, because of the losing streak, because of everybody saying let your hands go, and he lets his hands go and he tries to knock Colby out and he doesn't, all the more way that Tyron could gas and Colby could finish him late. I've honestly been really tempted to throw something on like the round 4 and 5 props, or like maybe even round 3 by Colby, because I really feel like if Tyron does come out and let his hands go, then all the more reason he could slow down, all the more reason Colby could just, I don't think Colby's going to hit him and he's going to go down and just no, I don't think he's going to KO him. I think he could be top half guard just throwing shots and Tyron's just, fucking turtled up, eating them, and the ref, show me some, move, but Tyron's so tired, he can't change position, he can't retain guard, and they stop the fight. I could see it happening like that. That or Colby by decision is what I'm leaning. So I'm going to take Colby. I'm going to put him in some parlays. I'm going to stay off the props for now. If it ends up being a good night at the end, I might just say fuck it, because I think it is going to be a good night. And putting on some round 4, round 5 props and doubling up. But I already have a lot on Colby. Now, speaking of which, let's get into how I put these parlays together. My biggest parlay of the night, I got a 2-unit parlay on Khamzat Chimaev and Colby Covington. I actually got on those lines pretty early too. So I got Colby when he was -3, hold on. No. I got Colby when he was minus 315, and I got Hamzat when he was minus 355. So I doubled them up for a 2-unit parlay, and then I had to jump on it quick. Not only did I put them together solo, or not solo, but duoed, and a 2-unit, then I did a unit parlay with Hamzat Chimaev, Colby Covington, Kevin Holland, and Andre Ewell. I got Andre at minus 185, and I got Kevin Holland at minus 250. And then, so that's a decent amount already on Colby and Hamzat. And then I got an extra one with Colby at 315, Kevin Holland 250, and Andre Ewell again 185. That's a 3-man parlay for another unit. And then, try to keep up with me here, I got a 2-unit parlay with TJ Laramie and Andre Ewell. I wish I would have added Laramie into a couple more parlays, but at this point, he's all the way up to minus 320, and I'm just going to lay off of that. Over 300 is a price that I'm willing to pay for Colby and Hamzat, but for a guy coming off Dana White Contender Series, I am high on TJ Laramie, but I don't like to bet over minus 300 on a newcomer like that, especially against a guy with 30-plus fights. So I think Laramie wins for sure, but I'm not going to go as heavy on him, especially at the numbers he's at now. So I do have that Laramie, Andre Ewell parlay. And last parlay of the night, so far at least, I got Colby Covington, Hamzat Chimaev, Andre Ewell, Kevin Holland, and the last one, I got Nico Price. Bit of a long shot fucking parlay. This is a 5-team parlay, and this is a half-unit play. The only one that was a half-unit. All the other ones were full units except Hamzat and Colby. That's a 2-unit play. And then my only straight plays, again, are Nico Price and Tyson Nam. So, I got Nico at minus 153, I think. I have it written down at. And Tyson Nam was at minus 175. So, yeah, that's my plays for right now. I like this card a lot. I think it's a chalky parlay card, but we're going to have fun. Can't wait. I'm going to be live on Twitch, so come through. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because I'm going to be live tweeting my plays. And we've been killing the live bets as well, and I always put those out on Twitter as soon as I do them. The absolute second I make a live play, I put it on Twitter. So nobody can be like, oh, no way you didn't do it. No, gotcha. Put it up. So just follow me on Twitter. Drop a sub down below. We're almost to 500 subs. That's lit. Appreciate y'all. Leave me a comment and like the video so YouTube knows that, I'm fucking awesome at these breakdowns. Just kidding. Tell me I'm terrible in the comments. Love you guys. I will see y'all next card. It's going to be a fucking lit one next week. I can't wait. I can't believe we got this card, and then next week we got this banger. Oh my God, I can't wait. So I will see y'all then. I'll be live on Twitch in like an hour or two. Yeah, man, I'll see y'all then. Peace.